Hello, everybody.
Hello there.
We are back to the usual comic book reviews here with the Jedi Archives. We're sadly missing our third leg of the tripod, Mr. Jonathan Chiato. Well, we wish him best in what he's dealing with right now. And I am your host, Brice.
And I am your other host, Mike. And welcome to this first review for 2026. We're happy to be here with you. Back to what we do best, reviewing our comics. And we're very excited about this series that we'll be reviewing for the new year. It's Star Wars Jedi Knights. And here we are. First issue of the year is Jedi Knights #1. And first issue of this prequel era, it begins here with Marvel's first series focusing on the guardians of peace and justice in the galaxy, the Jedi Knights, featuring your favorite Jedi like Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Yoda, Mace Windu, which you might have recognized some of those names, if not all of them, alongside
Mhm.
some brand new Jedi, sure to become favorites. And who's this mysterious new villain targeting Qui-Gon? We'll find out. And here's this fantastic cover.
Yep.
And
Main cover
yep,
reminds
uh,
you a little bit of like the High Republic, with all the lightsabers and everything like that.
hmm now this is quite some time after the High Republic, just before the prequel era, and
So it's still under Chancellor Valorum's leadership before everything happens or starts happening in the Phantom Menace. So,
yep. And if you've read the novel, the Living Force, that's the one that came out last year, I think, or the year before,
yeah,
perhaps. Last
written
year, right?
by the very good John Jackson Miller.
Mm-hmm. Was that last year or the year before? So I can't remember.
Nope, it came out this year actually.
No, this year's 2026.
Well,
So
sorry, yeah, you're
2025.
right.
So it came out last
Yes,
year. That's right. It's a
2025.
very good
Yep,
book. So, and I think these events precede those events, but not by very much in the timeline. So this is just prior to the events of The Living Force. Very good novel. So this is the main cover, and I'm going to pull them up, and we do have 11 variants for your viewing pleasure. Here we go.
a lot of variants for this. I was
Yeah,
shocked.
that means a lot of digging into my pocket.
Yeah, a lot of some rare ones that'll fetch
Oh
some
yeah.
fetch some
So
green.
this one's great. I mean, this is everybody we know and love. I mean,
Yep.
we recognize all of these. Here's the first variant, cover number 2. It's a
Oh,
close up
wow.
of Aligadia, Jedi Master. Here's another one.
And yeah, this is the one that features the three
Newly
the one
introduced,
yep, the one Padawan and the two just
new,
recently knighted
recently
Jedi's.
knighted. Yeah, these two here,
No,
which are, I mean, she's fantastic. This one over here, right? I think she's great.
I'm trying to remember if she was the Padawan or if she was the one
The
that was
Padawan is
just
the one with
knighted.
the braids over here
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
on the
yeah, you're
left.
right. Yep. Yep.
And then, but the one over here with the tattoos and the buff arms, she's
Yep. Just recently
fantastic.
knighted.
Yeah, but she's so amazing. So I really liked her a lot. She's giving me Ray vibes. And then
Yeah.
this one near the bottom. I mean, really, really good new characters. And here's
Ah,
a Virgin
nice.
cover of the
Yep.
main cover.
Yep.
Very nice. Variant number 5.
I like this. I'm not sure that I like that the name is on that. But this is straight out of the comic. This is actually a panel right out of
One
the
of the
comic.
panels, yeah. I know.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know how they got the
But
name because it was nowhere mentioned in the comic. But
correct. Yeah.
there you
See,
have it, folks. Spoiler alert.
unless it's
It's
unless it's misdirection.
it's Cordless Raff.
Yeah.
Why would they do that? But yeah, that's the cordless raft.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only thing. It's supposed to be a mystery, but that cover kind of takes it out.
Yeah. So much for the mystery.
Yeah, and here's a just a different cool cover. The way they depict Qui-Gon is completely different.
This is like a
Um,
power of the force variant.
yeah.
And look at those. Look at the engine. It has like those. It reminds me of like the Enterprise. Look, has these little right. Look,
Oh yeah, yeah.
sorry, sorry to hawk the
Clearly
Trek,
hawking the
but
Trek there.
well, I'm not doing it. It's this. Look, it's on the cover. Variant number 7.
Oh,
Padawan learner Obi-Wan Kenobi
yep.
on the planet.
Yeah, I like how they do these.
At the Prime. This one is giving me black hole vibes. Remember those on the in the black hole when he had turned those people into zombie robots?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I like this.
Yeah. This one's cool. And I like the aesthetic here with the Jedi Knights logo being a little bit more of like the old Republic.
Yes.
So,
But I like how the gold really brings out the gold.
mm, yeah,
And it does look really
very
shiny.
shiny.
Love it. Here's
Yep. The other one we saw at the beginning was the Virgin variant of this.
oh yes, this one has the title.
Yeah.
And then look at this, the last one.
Yep.
Ahsoka Tano,
Yep. And that
who is
very
not in the
Rosario.
issue. Yeah.
Yeah, they do some of
Bonus
these
stuff
covers just of
just for the art.
yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
So because when this one came out, and the reason why it's different is it came out in Women's History Month. So they all
Oh,
do those variants of different women characters.
that's right.
They're not going to be in the thing, but they're just going to have a dedicated tribute cover to that because it's Women's Month, just like they
Very
they
good.
do the Pride variants during Pride
Right,
Month.
right. And
So
I love all of those. And it does
yeah,
say here it's Yasmin Putri's Women's History Month variant.
yeah,
Very good. Did you know that or you read that here?
I'm kind of smart, like
Yeah,
I'm a little smart.
I'm learning that. Which was your favorite, Bryce?
Oh man, um,
The
I gotta
lightsaber
be
variant.
honest. Um, I really like the one we just passed. That one
Which one?
sticks out. This
This
the
one?
one with Mace right in the center.
Oh, that is
This
really
one I
nice.
like this one a lot,
I
but
do
I
too.
think I like
You know
the
what I like about
prime.
this? The colors really pop in this one.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, the
Yeah.
lightsabers, but it also gives you the three characters like
Yeah.
um like this
Yeah.
one here. The plane cover is just it's giving you the characters that you're
Right. Right.
familiar with.
Nothing new.
And some people are like, "Oh, why is Dooku on there?" I'm like, "You gotta read the comic to know why Dooku's on there."
Right. Um, I think my favorite of all the covers, uh, I think this is my favorite as well because
Yeah,
I
from
really dig this new Jedi Knight here. She's amazing.
yeah, I do like the old Republic nod, um, with the lettering that they did.
Yeah.
It was also lettering not only on the Ahsoka one, but the Prime one probably is my favorite out of those.
Hmm.
So like between that one and the one we were just on is probably not that I dislike the uh the
Yeah.
main cover at all. It definitely reminds me of some of that artwork you find Um, closest thing I can think of is like Marvel cards, like the Marvel Masterpiece
Mm-hmm.
cards
Mm-hmm.
that have, yeah, actually, let's see,
Yeah.
don't, they're just, like this is all just art, um, very cool art.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's get into this. I'll read the crawl from the comic. It says Jedi Knights, The Invasion of Syrinx Prime. That's this issue's title. It is a time of relative contentment. While Supreme Chancellor Valorum of the Galactic Senate oversee Oh, I'm sorry. While the Supreme Chancellor Valorum and the Galactic Senate oversee democracy across the Republic, thousands of Jedi Knights maintain peace and justice across the stars. However, there is still conflict in the galaxy. Hence, it's Star Wars without Huckjeff, Star Wars without conflict.
Yeah.
Centuries of distrust and tension between the outer rim worlds of Vakura and Syrinx Prime have broken out into open warfare with Vakura's invasion of Syrinx Prime. In response to the crisis, Chancellor Valorum has dispatched a contingent of Jedi Knights to bring about an end to the fighting. So he sends 9 Jedi Knights, or 9 Jedi. They're not all knights, but 9 Jedi to bring an end to this fighting. And you want to get us started with this, Bryce?
Yeah, so like obviously kicks off with a dual panel. We open up with a dual panel, and we've got Mace Windu,
This right here.
Yoda,
Right here.
uh, yeah, Kayada Munde, and then the Padawan, um, and
Hmm.
kind of just defending the city from the Valkyrin.
Now, I thought it was strange that Obi-Wan Kenobi's there without his master.
Y- no, because it wasn't uncommon for sometimes like Padawans to go off with another Jedi Master.
Hmm.
Seen quite a bit. Like Ahsoka would go with Plo Koon sometimes to go on a mission. It wasn't with Anakin.
Right, right.
So it wasn't an uncommon practice, but
That's true.
um,
But usually, because Qui-Gon was on a mission, typically Padawans went with their masters to learn from them while they were on missions. So right at the beginning, he did say that when he mentioned that Qui-Gon was on with the other faction negotiating peace, I would have thought that he should have been with his master. But I know that because of the plot, he needed to be with that other Jedi Knight. And then
yeah.
later, they do explain that Obi-Wan's temporarily under training with Yoda.
Mhm.
Although, is he not Qui-Gon's Padawan at this
He
point in
is.
time?
Yeah,
He is.
he's still Padawan because this is before the Phantom
He is a
Menace.
Padawan, but is he
Mhm.
Qui-Gon's Padawan at this time?
Yes.
He already is assigned to Qui-Gon?
Mhm. Yeah, he even said so here. Um,
Oh,
that
yes, yes, that's right.
I think he says something. I feel like I need to be with my master. Along the lines somewhere in that comic. Is that your ad that's popped up on the screen,
Y-
Mike?
Yeah. I'll go back to the. I just want to show that panel.
Yeah. So then we kind of have some humor from Mace, and of course Yoda's like, it's not needed right now, kind of thing, and
Yeah, had the little
um,
banter.
yeah, and they kind of talk about like how they have to defend this invasion, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Of
uh,
Syrinx Prime.
then it goes to Vakura, and that's where
No, it's
uh,
Vet and the Mooncrest. Oh, yeah.
oh, okay, they're
Yeah, they go to Vakura, but before I
yeah,
just want to mention and this is where they introduce Vet and the Mooncrest, and I didn't go through the introductions here, so let me go back to here. We do have some new.
yeah,
So here we have, so Baram Kana. which is a
Yep.
new Jedi,
The
freshly knighted Jedi Master, and we
overconfident newly
oh,
Jedi Knight.
yeah,
I think they even say so. It was nice things like throughout the whole comic, like if somebody was on a panel, it would say who they were and then kind of like a
right away.
strength
A
or
quick
maybe
little
like
yes,
yeah, a quick little blurb. So
I like that too. I like that a lot. So Barum Kana, and then it does say Cordless Wrath here, but I don't seeing it
yeah,
ever in the issue.
they never did
They
in
probably
there.
got this one at
They
variant
left it
covers.
as a mystery.
Yeah,
Because that was that conversation at the end with Kana and Qui-Gon,
yeah,
where there's a discovery made.
yeah. We've got Sierra Longa. Well, let me go through all of them. Mace Windu, whom we know, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Qui-Gon Jinn, Yoda, Adigalia, Corliss Wrath, which is the new villain that we saw in this issue,
Yeah.
Kiadi Mundi, Lafko, CC10, Sierra Longa Shakti, Vetna Mooncrest, who's just amazing. She's also a newly knighted Jedi Master. Yaddle, Yariel Poof, Depa Balaba, Eve Koth, Even Peel, Oprah Rancisis. These are cameos though. Plo Koon, At the Prime, Dooku, Jango Fett, Keller and Beck, Phaedra, and Sunataj. A lot of these just show up in Obi
The
Wan's
council.
vision. Though. No, a lot of these in Obi Wan's vision. Remember at
Yeah,
the
there's a lot in Obi-Wan's vision, but all the council members were either physically there or they were in hologram
holograms.
form.
Hmm.
So,
But
and
like,
I think the
Keller and Beck and Phaedra and these, yeah,
yeah,
yep. So that's it. Now we can go back to the issue. So yeah, so they're fighting off the attack. Oh yeah, he does says don't count my master Qui-Gon Jinn out of this. He's on Vakura.
yep, yeah, because that's where he's
Mhm.
yeah, that's where the mention was. Thank you. But yeah,
Right,
as we
right.
know, and then so we go over to that and
And
um
that's when Barum Kana he's hot headed.
yeah, so like Qui-Gon's, I like how they call him a maverick. It's really cool how they call him that in the comic.
I
But
know
he's
Qui-Gon Jinn Maverick.
yeah. Yep. You don't need to know any more than that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so they were trying to talk, and Lafko was very um I'm not pulling my forces out, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, he's
And
not.
then yeah, Kana gets up and he says, we're not getting anywhere and tries to pull a Jedi mind trick on him, which
Yeah, he
you're not
gets the.
supposed to do in that instance anyway. You're not supposed to use it for that.
He
Um,
gave me. He gave me. That gave me a lot of EU vibe because that's exactly what. Oh my gosh, this guy, the guy with the lightning fingers from the Thrawn series. Remember, uh, Sabaoth. So Jorah
oh,
Sabaoth, that's what he used to do. How he would end conflicts. He was like, we're just gonna get it done. He's very authoritative or
yeah,
authoritarian. And
yeah.
just
And that's when um after the failed attempt, Qui-Gon's it's basically like, suspicions aren't truth, and theories aren't facts, I believe is how he said it.
yes,
And that's when we see, the mask, Corliss Wrath, even though his name never brought up in the comic, but then attacks. Um, you think he attacks both of them.
well, not
Um,
yet, because then it jumps to Syrinx Prime. Because there's like three. There's
oh, that's
three.
right. It
Yeah,
went back to
it goes to Syrinx
Adigalia
Prime. And
yep,
her
and
Padawan,
yeah, and that's the discovery of what seems to be the
the
prison.
prisoners. Yes, the prisoners,
That's
because
right, and then it goes
they go.
back to the
They're
attack.
like on a hidden little mission that's
Mhm.
not made public, and there's like sneaking around, and they're like, "Why are
Yeah,
we doing this? Is this like not supposed to be known?" She's like, "Well, it is, but we're just doing a little detour." I love it,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that's when he
Yoda
discovers
actually said
all
that.
these. There's all these. There's like a camp, and the camp is like a prison. They're like, well, who's in there? And they sneak in there,
Well, they
and
sneak in. Oh yeah, they did sneak in. Yeah,
then they get
and that's
discovered, and
when.
then
Yeah,
Adigalia does the mind trick. So it's like these Jedi love their mind tricks.
I felt like that was more the appropriate use, so they could continue on their mission. Whereas kind of did it because he's like, I've had enough of this. I don't want to listen
Yeah.
anymore. You're going to do what I say, kind of thing. More
Hmm.
authoritative than where Adigalia was like, it was
Right.
more of like uh, a survival instinct, like, shoot, we
Right.
can't
Right.
get caught,
Right.
right? So,
Yeah. And then it jumps to Vakura, where we see a ship that's very reminiscent of Ahsoka's ship. Did you see
yeah,
that?
it was that, yeah, that was a common um, Jedi cruiser.
I like it.
We've seen them before, but yeah, it's exactly what Ahsoka's is. Good, but Ahsoka took the shit from Coruscant.
Here, I'll show it real quick. There, you can see it right there.
Yep.
I'm like, oh, nice.
Yeah, and then that thing will rotate and all the good jazz.
Hmm.
So yeah, and then that's when then it goes back to Vakura and the attack.
And they're heading back
Which you
to their
think
ship, and
is
that's when they get attacked.
yep. Yeah, and you think that the attack is on both of them. Um, and so, he throws smoke bomb and disappears just as Qui-Gon was cornering him, had one last little trick, and he's gone. Then
Yep.
kind of had the idea, like, hey, let's investigate this, and then picks up like a piece of cloth.
A little
That's all
scrap.
that's all we see of it, and then everybody convenes back um, on Spirit's Prime, and that's when the Jedi Council is assembled, and then that's when all the pieces of the puzzle kind of come together, like what Qui-Gon is saying, and then when Adigalia comes and says, "Hey, there's prisoners down there," kind of describes that they
Yeah.
feel like
But
the
the thing is,
are
when one thing we didn't mention is when Adigali discovers the prisoners, they have this look of shock, like whoa, and they don't tell us what it is, but we find out later because it's quite surprising what they discover in that prison.
yeah, it was a lot of different ages.
Well, but they come and share that they
Eh,
maybe they weren't right in thinking they went in with the wrong, not knowing all the facts.
Yes, correct. Yeah, they
So
did
while they
mention
thought it
like,
was an
"Hey,
invasion, maybe it's not an invasion after
it
all.
was more of a rescue mission,"
Hmm.
which is why Flacco or Lafco, sorry, was
Lavco.
so hell bent on, no, I'm not
Not
leaving.
giving up, right? He says, "We're
There's
not giving up.
definitely
We're
a
not going to
reason
stop."
behind that. So, but the mystery is how did we hear when Yoda goes, they devise a plan, which I thought was pretty
Hmm.
aggressive.
Oh, wait.
Like,
But prior to that, I love how the new Jedi Knight stole
oh
Qui-Gon's
yes,
words and
yeah,
repeated
yeah,
them
that is a
to
funny
to
moment.
Yoda,
And
and
then
Yoda's
Yoda's
like,
like, "You're
"Oh, you're
wise, but
so
you're
wise
so
for
wise." Yeah,
wise beyond your years, Master Kana."
yeah,
And then
and
Qui-Gon's
then
all, "Huh."
right gives him the side eye.
I love that. Here, let me show this one. I love that one. Look at that. Here you see Qui-Gon giving him the side eye. He's like,
Yeah,
"Wow." He didn't throw him
yeah,
under the bus though, but he's like, but he did learn it. So good on him for learning.
yeah.
All
No, and
right.
then
Continue.
there's different people like Yaddle. Yaddle's prevalent here from the Jedi Council on a
Yes.
few things. Trying to think who was the other one that was vocal. Was it Tin? Was Tin the
It
other
was
one that spoke?
Yariel Poof spoke.
Okay,
It was Yariel Poof.
got it. Okay, I couldn't remember who the other one was, but then they kind
And
of like,
I just remember him because I liked him a lot in the Living Force book because he
mm,
has a very prominent role in that book and he's hilarious.
right.
Because he plays pranks on everyone. And I didn't you never I never took him as a prankster like that until I read that book. So
Ah, gotcha.
he's hilarious. So then we go back to Vakura after Yoda devises this plan.
Yeah. Well, so we're actually at that point after they devise the plan.
Oh, it's all three,
You're
right? It's
you're
Vakura, Syrinx
seeing,
Prime.
yeah, but you remember when Yoda walks in to talk to, um, was it at the Prime?
Mm-hmm.
And then Mace goes back and talks to Lafko, and
Mm-hmm.
those stories are happening simultaneously, like while the rest of the Jedi,
Yeah,
um,
Yoda is on Syrinx Prime,
yep,
and Mace is on Vakura.
and Mace brought, um, and Mace is by himself,
Mm-hmm.
in front of Lafko, and
And
was
Yoda's
it
by himself in front of
Ida Adigalia? There's Adigalia, was it Kana, and then that the Jedi that you like? I think those three, right? Those three snuck off, right? Because the plan was, hey, we're gonna
it's right here.
diminish your ability
It's all of them.
to, yeah, because
Yeah.
then it was I remember it was like Shakti and a bunch of the other ones were
Yeah.
standing up on
It's
the
all of
cliff
them.
kind of thing, and they went in and did was the arms warehouse, and
Yeah,
so
because well, because
Yoda
what
and Mace
happened
are
was
telling them,
what happened was she had told when they were at the council, she told them that what they saw in the prison was women and children and elderly,
yes.
all of the same species of the invading army, right? And that's
Mhm.
when they of the Vakurans, and that's when they decided, oh, maybe it wasn't an attack, maybe an invasion, maybe it was just a rescue attempt. And that's when Yoda said, well, one thing's for certain, we don't know all the facts, but we do know one thing: we need to have a ceasefire, and we're
Yeah,
going to accomplish it
we
like this.
basically forced them into meeting.
And they're like,
Um,
how are we gonna make them have a ceasefire? And he devises this plan.
yeah,
And so these panels here show what's happening simultaneously uh,
across, yeah,
at
both
both locations across
planets.
both. Right.
Yeah, it's
Right.
pretty cool.
It is
And,
cool.
and
I liked it.
obviously at the end of the basically Mace and Yoda are explaining this as we're going, and it was, and then the end panel, which was another dual panel, was the bridge, and then the two of them meeting in the middle, shaking
Yeah.
hands.
Right. Because he told
So
them you're not going to be able to continue. You won't be able to defend
yeah,
yourself, and you won't be able to attack because
yep.
we're destroying all your defenses and all your attack weapons.
And then we go from there. We go to Coruscant, um, and the main focus then is Kana and Qui-Gon. And
Right.
Qui-Gon, is like, Master, do you have a moment? He goes, yes. My Padawan is training with Yoda, and then it goes back to the conversation, and he
Right.
says, I don't think this person was attacking both of us. I think he was attacking you, and then explains the micro like transmitter that's on the cloth that was cut from
It was
Obi-Wan's.
it was woven into his robe,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah. So then it obviously leads to, some mysteries on who it was and why would somebody want to kill him and things of that nature. So then, and then it goes back to Obi-Wan, and he's saying, I'm feeling more, like right. And then, it talks about the visions, and this is where um, you start seeing where Dooku shows up, you got Kelleran back. And the weird thing too is that, you have Obi-Wan younger self fighting with older Obi-Wan.
Mhm. His
So
inner
like that one to me, I
conflict,
was like, man, what is, yeah, like, okay, and then as it transpires, then it goes to him.
What about this Yoda here?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Dark side Yoda.
Dark side Yoda.
I think that's been theorized a couple times.
But of course that
Um,
never happened.
right. Yeah. Well. he remained a
Actually,
Jedi.
it does happen when he goes to the Wills, remember?
Yeah, kinda. Yeah. Because isn't that
And he battles
also when he was at the Wills? Didn't he? Who was it that he battled to? Was it Darth
it was
Bane?
but it was
Was it Bane?
himself. It was his evil
Yeah,
dark self. And he had to like embrace him. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but yep,
And then Obi-Wan has that vision
the final
Of
vision.
Qui-Gon dying at the hands of this mystery person. And
Which
then
of
that's
course we
just
know he
how
doesn't.
that's
We know he doesn't because
right. But
we
to
just know.
Obi-Wan, he doesn't know, right? Yoda's trying to tell him, like, into the future you're seeing, but it's you can't tell what store or what visions are going to be true and what visions are not going to be true. But
Right.
he's
Because he tells him
stuck
some will
on the one
happen,
with
some will
Qui-Gon.
not. Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
But he's just stuck on the one with Qui-Gon because Qui-Gon's his master. And they have a
Right.
very close relationship, as you can tell throughout uh, the
Yeah.
books.
And I think that this
Master
is
and Apprentice.
yeah.
You know,
I think that this vision, I think he's sensing that I think he's right in predicting his master's death at the
it's just
hands
by the wrong
of a
person.
but I think the bigger picture is that that's what's going to happen. So he doesn't get the details right, but he does see what is going to happen. And so
Yeah,
I think
because
that
as you see the way, he's kind of stabbed through the abdomen kind of thing.
mhm. And that's how Maul
Yep.
stabs him
But I
with
think
his
that's what the
lightsaber.
shock to Obi-Wan was, is that, this vision came to pass, right? A- And so now he's like, oh, my master's good. We made it past this. It didn't
Right.
come true, but
Right.
then it did not that long after. And the shock was, oh no.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I
Yep.
really like the book.
Me too.
Um,
I like this first issue.
yeah, definitely plays into, there's not going to stop like with this. Then, we're going to get more into the Obi-Wan part, or not Obi-Wan, but the Qui-Gon part of this, and whatever. Who knows what other Jedi Knights are going to go out on adventures. That's the cool thing about this series is there's some continuity, some story that plays along, but then there's different going to be different stories with different Jedi on different missions, but it's all going to center around the same time period, which is kind of almost like we think the High Republic was the very height of Jedi, and we know it diminishes, but this Jedi Knights is also almost like, again, it's
It's a
reached its
continuation of
peak
that.
again. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like reached its peak again, and we're gonna start seeing,
Mhm.
ultimately Order 66 and most of the Jedi being wiped out.
Yeah. Well, this is still just a continuation of all of that. So the High Republic and uh Jedi Knights, it's all in the same time frame of like the Jedi are at their peak. Um
Yeah, but
they're
they've taken a big fall since the High Republic, though. Because remember, it was Yoda that came up with those 10 rules.
mhm.
So
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And
the
they're
fancy
much more
garbs went away, the fancy
well,
lightsabers went
they
away.
weren't fighting as much in the High Republic. So there's much more fighting involved now.
Yeah, correct.
Mhm. So what do you how do you rank this first issue of Jedi Knights?
I'm probably going to be a little timid on this and say a 4. It's a good start to the
That's a little
series.
timid. That is good though.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
I don't want to slam a 4.5 or 5 on it right now because I feel
no.
like then I will do disjustice um, to one later on that's going
Mhm.
to hit all the notes, right? This
Yeah,
was a very, very good start to the series.
I agree. I also give it 4 holocrons because it was good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. But having already had the High Republic, which I thought was phenomenal, and then also having read um, the book of the Living Force, This seemed like a little bit more of the same. So it was kind of like I was not really like wowed. I did like it
Mhm.
and I enjoyed it, but I wasn't wowed. There wasn't anything like new and exciting about it. I did appreciate the introduction of the new Jedi Masters, uh, so I'm looking forward to learning about them. But it wasn't. There was nothing really like. I mean, the villain was just kind of like, okay, there's a new villain, but
Right.
nothing extraordinary about it. But I did enjoy it, and it was a good read,
Yeah.
and it's well written. Artwork is
Mhm.
fantastic. So 4 holocrons, I think, is solid. So I agree.
Cool. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and be sure you're following us at our new website, www.virtualcantina.com, as well as our YouTube channel at Virtual Cantina Network, on Instagram at virtual.cantina network, on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, at Cantina Virtual, on Twitch at Virtual Cantina Network, sorry, and on TikTok at Virtual Cantina. And always, please head on over to the Star Wars Celebration Los Angeles 2027 fan page over on Facebook. And we wish you all a happy new year. We will see you in 2 weeks when we take a dive into issue 2 of the Jedi Knights.
Yes. Thanks, Cheryl, for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
May the Force be with you.
Live long and prosper.
Hi, this is author Timothy Zahn. You're listening to Virtual Cantina Network.